Good afternoon, guys, girls, everybody. Just want to introduce myself for those of you that didn't watch any of my other videos. I'm Ronald Kiltz, Kiltz MC. I'm here in Montreal, Quebec. This is Pinky. Got another one back there named Ozzy. He's a red-tailed black cockatoo. Tried to put him away, but couldn't catch him to get him put away, so figured I'd just include them in the videos because they're always around, and I can't stop them. Just want to talk a little bit. It's my first time getting into the YouTube videos and talking about my passion about motorcycles. So just want to talk a little bit about the ones that I released and talked about that I've had over the last year, and go back a little bit further from when I first started motorcycling. So I got my license in Greenville, South Carolina. Hey, Ozzy. Hey, boy. Say hi. This is Ozzy. And again, that's Pinky. 1991-ish, I got my license in Greenville, South Carolina. I remember it. It was quite easy to get it back then. I went and took about a 5-minute test, and pretty easy. I think I went around a couple cones. I had to do like an emergency stop, and that was about it. So I got my license, and the very first bike that I bought, I didn't buy a used bike. Of course, I was young. I was in my early 20s, maybe 20, 21 years old. And I needed a new bike. So I bought a GSXR 750. At the time, sport bike. So I got it, and it was okay. I mean, I didn't know anything else. It's the only bike I had ever ridden other than this Honda Rebel that I was practicing on before I went and took my test. So I had a good time on it. Went around town, did a lot of running errands and stuff like that, but that was about it. No long distance touring or anything like that. So then I wanted a little bit more of a touring sport bike, and I had seen a Honda VFR, and I loved the seating position, and it was way cool to me. So at the time, it went from 750 to 800. So it was the VFR. I think they had dropped Interceptor at that time. So I got a yellow Honda VFR 800 Interceptor. Kept that for a while. Really nice bike, very comfortable. V4, really, really nice bike, pretty bike too at the time. So I got the Harley bug. I was in the South, saw lots of Harleys, wanted to go check them out. So I went to a Harley dealership and fell in love with the Harley Fat Boy. So orange was my jam, and they had an orange Fat Boy on the dealership floor. So I bought it. I had the VFR and had the Harley. Well, and it was the Harley Fat Boy. I think it was a twin cam 88 at the time. So late 90s, I guess it was. And loved that bike. Rode that for quite a while. And then a soft-tailed Deuce. Wanted a little bit more laid-back rate, kind of a cooler. So got soft-tailed Deuce. Then rode that for a while. That was a really nice bike. Again, I started doing touring, and I wanted something more, I don't know, I was impulsive. So I saw this chromed out red. I'm gonna drop it in the video here. Chromed out, candy apple red, unbelievable paint job. CBO Softail Springer. Damn, that bike was nice. Beautiful, beautiful bike. One of the most incredible bikes I've ever seen in my life to this day. And I saw up on the internet that it's still quite collectible. Difference with it is, problem with it is, I would say, even with extended forward controls, I'm 6'2". I had difficulty with my legs. So, and I was afraid I was going to drop it, and I spent so much money at the time. I didn't have money back then, and it was a lot. So I was paranoid about riding it, dropping it. It wasn't the most comfortable bike in the world. So kept that for quite a few years. Then fast forward quite a bit after working for a while in my business and going through a divorce and moving countries from the U.S. Again, I was military. I retired from the military and went through a divorce, a long drawn out divorce, and moved to Montreal, Canada with somebody I was dating at the time and decided to marry. And bought a Street Bob. I think it was a 107, 104 or 107, one of the first ones. And the early, 2017, 2018. So kept that for a few years. And then last year I decided I want something, I'm in my early 50s. So I wanted something really comfortable that I could ride on, because we ride a lot. We ride just about every single night during spring and summer, and definitely all weekend long. We can do, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hour days on the weekends, sometimes longer than that. So I wanted something a little bit more comfortable. So I had always liked the Bonneville. The Bonneville I thought was a really classic, nice bike. Always looked very, very comfortable, but I always felt like it was a little bit too old manish. But I'm not the youngest now, so hey. So I decided, hey, Corona, and this is Corona, my little boy Corona. Hey, baby. So I decided, I pulled the trigger on the T120, so which is their, I think, 1200, and I got the black version. I really like the blacked out bikes now. I'm not so much on the chrome anymore. And so I got that, and I think I got the gold line, which had hand-painted gold accents all over the tank and was numbered and initialed and stuff like that. I don't think it was numbered, but it was initialed under the tank by who painted it. I can't say anything bad about that bike. That's probably the most comfortable bike, effortless to ride, that I've ever ridden in my life. But I think that was part of the problem. There was no edge to it. There was no difficulty in it. There was just not a lot of excitement. Easy to fall asleep on it. So it was a great bike, phenomenal, but just kind of not for me. So the next bike, which I should have bought in the first place, which I considered before I bought the T120 Bonneville, was the Speed Twin, the Triumph Speed Twin. I have friends at the Triumph dealership, so instead of moving to another manufacturer, I bought the Speed Twin. Speed Twin, really nice bike. I think about 20 more horsepower than the Bonneville, but hard on the back a little bit and really hard on the wrists. After 3, 4, 5 hours of slightly bent over and pressure on your wrists in and out of traffic and through all the small villages around Quebec that we ride, lots of pressure on my wrists, and it was just really uncomfortable. So then I wanted another cruiser. Another friend that I know, I've always kind of looked at Ducatis from afar. I always thought, wow, Italian, I couldn't afford one, and so on. So I saw the Diavolo one day, and I thought, wow, the thing, crazy looking. So I really liked that. So what did I do? I bought I think it's called the 1260, the black Diavolo, black on black on black, 1260. Crazy, 165, 170 horsepower, but was not the easiest. Come on, Pinky, get up there. Was not the easiest bike to ride. Throttle control, staying in the friction zone was really, really difficult. Launching it was not easy, but it had cruise control. First bike I've had with cruise control, which was incredible. Love cruise control. But again, not an easy bike to ride. Was fun once you got going, but again, launch and that friction zone and going slow speeds and stuff was not an enjoyable bike. So crazy me, impulse, nutty. One day I was at the dealership and I got to ride a Street Fighter, not realizing and doing any type of research, stupid me. It's one of the fastest production bikes, biggest horsepower on the planet. And it's got the Panigale engine. And it's 207 horsepower, ridiculously fast. So in a nutshell with that, first of all, I'm comfortable as hell. After an hour or two, destroyed my wrists times 10 from the Speed Twin. Not comfortable at all. And in all actuality, as experienced I am as a rider, made me a nervous wreck. It was just so much power, I was going to kill myself. It's a very easy bike to lose control of, despite all of the safety electronic gizmos on it and stuff. It was a scary bike and not really what I was looking for. So at this point, I had always, I've had Harleys most of my life. So one day I saw that they had released the ST version of the Lowriders. Lowrider's a little bit smaller of a bike than I like. I always looked at the bigger baggers, but again, like the Bonneville, I thought I was a little too young for those, and I didn't want to be the old man, despite what I look like. I didn't want to be the old man on the bagger. So when I saw that they released the ST and I Sport Tour and had the 117 in it, I was like, wow. And so anyways, as I was switching around for that, I saw that they released the Road Glide ST. I always like the Road Glide over the Street Glide without getting to that big Road Glide versus Street Glide thing. What? You like it too? You like it too? I like the road glide fairing. I like the shark nose, and I like the idea at lower speeds that not all that weight on the forks and stuff. And I've ridden one before, and I really liked it, but a little too old manish historically. But now with the CBO 117 in it, different suspension, different bags, the higher bags, so that I could actually lay it a little bit further on the sides, makes it a little bit more sporty. I like the heavy breather in the front, the snorkel heavy breather. I like the different fenders, the shorter fenders. Didn't look so old man to me. And on top of that, the clincher was a Navy man here. They had the battleship gray, or they call it gunship gray. So to me, that harkens back to my Navy days, kind of hit me in the gut, hit me in the heart. And so it was right time, right place before the 2023s came out. And I found one, and I had to have it. So as you saw in the earlier video, I had it delivered about a month and a half ago. I haven't been able to ride it yet. I'm extremely excited. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm staying with Harleys for the rest of my life. I've tried all the others, but this is my jam. It's a beautiful bike. Can't wait. You know, it's got those copper accents. And as I alluded to in my last video, I'm going to really try, as hardcore as I am about cars and motorcycles and trying to look all big and bad, and I may look a certain way and sound a certain way, but I'm no wrench. Not a mechanic, no idea what I'm doing. I've never wrenched on any of my bikes, but this time, even with just the accessories, it's going to be a challenge. I'm going to do it. I want to put grips on. I've got some lights I want to do, some tail lights, a couple different upgrades here and there. I'm going to try to do it myself, learn as I go. I'm going to film it. Like I said, it's going to be a hoot. It's going to be funny. Please be kind to me and nice to me. I'm trying to learn. I have a buddy, Our Messy Garage. His name is Moose, and his girlfriend Liz are going to help me out. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I look forward to it and doing more videos in the future. And just want to give you a little insight of the bikes I've had and my journey of being a motorcycle enthusiast over the last 30 years. Hope you have a good one, and hope to see you soon, and we'll talk soon. Please subscribe, and please like the video, and help me out, and help me grow the channel so that I can do more. Appreciate it, guys. Ciao.